I'm working on a little bit of a longer form video that'll come out sometime next week, but during that recording, I was playing like a lot of Chun-Li. You know, you'll see a lot of Chun-Li in that video when it comes out, and in doing so, I have found some oddities, some weird things about charge characters that I didn't know about before, and I think make them kind of fun, but also kind of a chore at the same time. And I want to talk about it today. And if you clicked on this video and you don't even know what a charged character is, don't worry about it. We're going to hop in the game here and I'll tell you all about it. Just real quick, I'm going to switch back to real me, 3D me, not 2D little picture of me, to let you know that I am trying to hit 10,000 subs before Street Fighter 6 comes out. So if you end up enjoying this video or it helps you in some way, please consider subscribing. I'd really appreciate it, and it helped me get closer to my goal. If you open up Chun-Li's little move list in the game, you'll see that there are yellow arrows on some of her moves. This means that you need to hold that direction and then release and press the direction with the white arrow in conjunction with like a kick or a punch in order for that move to come out. These are what we call charge moves, right? And characters that have these moves, we call charge characters. And there's no meter on the screen that tells you, okay, you have enough charge to throw a fireball now. And not every character, this is something that I learned this week, not every character has the same charge timing. Like Guile's Sonic Boom has less charge time than Chun-Li's Fireball, I think. Meaning that maybe I have to hold back for 50 frames on Chun to throw a Fireball, but on Guile, it might be 40 frames or something, right? His Fireball might come out faster. The other thing is that you can hold charge. So if you hold back for a little bit and then you hold down back, you will hold the charge and then you can just, you know, forward and punch. You don't have to continuously walk backwards. That's not something that I learned this week, but it's I think that's kind of a misconception when you first start, is that charge characters have to be constantly moving backwards in order to hold their charge. Something kind of interesting we'll see in 6, and I'm not sure if this will be on more charge characters that are still to be announced or even DLC characters, but Guile has a perfect Sonic Boom, which means, you know, he holds charge and then he presses forward and punch on the same frame and he yells perfect. Right? It doesn't mean that he's it doesn't mean that he's perfectly holding 50 frames of charge and letting it go. That would be impossible. It means that he's just pressing forward and punch at the same time. That's just kind of the very basics that you need to understand before we talk about the advanced and like intermediate stuff that I've been learning about this week. The first thing that you're probably wondering now, and that I was wondering, is how do you do combos with these kind of characters? You know, how do I do stand medium punch, crouch medium kick into something like spinning bird kick, right? Medium spinning bird kick, which is of course a down and an up charge. The thing is, you can hold charge while you're doing an attack. So if I'm doing stand medium punch, I'm already holding down, and because I'm going in the crouch medium kick, I can continue to hold down and then do up and kick, and then I get spinning bird kick. But when you start adding more buttons into the combos, the timing changes a little bit and it becomes more feel-based. So for example, one of Chun-Li's bread and butter combos is crouch jab, stand medium punch, and then crouch medium kick, spinning bird kick. That combo I drop a lot. It seems very simple on the surface, but to talk you through the timing of it, you might be able to see where it gets a little bit harder. So of course we do crouch light punch to start, we do a stand medium punch, but as soon as you press the stand medium punch, you have to be holding down, because when you go from this to this, obviously you can't be holding down. So we go from here, here, and then crouch medium kick. But in order to build enough charge during this little part of the combo, you have to add a delay after this crouch medium kick. And this is where the timing gets a little bit rough, because some people have different ways of being able to tell when they've delayed the crouch medium kick long enough to do the spinning bird. The way that I do it is I just look for her leg to retract, and then once it's like kind of retracting inwards, then I know that I've got enough charge. There's a few other ways to do it, but I think that's the easiest, is visually. Something like that. You can go into heavy spinning bird kick, but I'm not there yet. I'll be honest, I am not there yet. Now, one of the hardest things, and probably the most advanced thing you can do charge-wise in this game, is doing down-up charge moves off of standing normals, which sounds like it shouldn't be possible, but because of the buffer system in this game, it is possible. And I'll show you a really cool combo that this works in with Chun, but to just do it very simply, you have to hold down charge, and then you do, you know, your standing normal into up and kick, right? Something like that. And then that can lead you into combos like this. That's pretty much all the stuff that I've learned so far. I've played, let's see, I've been keeping track. I have a little whiteboard, it has tally marks on it. It'll be a part of the video next week, but so far I played 22 games of Chun-Li in the past 2 days. Of course, I played her before, like previously, but I stopped playing her for a while. And I came back to the character. I played 22 games, and this is kind of the stuff that I had to reteach myself. and relearn all over again, especially the standing normal into a down up charge. The one thing I haven't learned yet is how to do this into a fireball. You can do this into a fireball. I just don't know how. There's like some weird trick where you hold up and back or something. I have to watch a whole video on it and figure it out, but I haven't really found a need for it quite yet. So when I get there, I'll get there. There's just so much other stuff that I need to learn before I get into that. I probably should have mentioned this at the beginning of the video, but I am playing on a hitbox. That's the hitbox viewer down there in the middle of your screen at the bottom middle. And I'll show you what it looks like when you do a standing normal into a down up charge move, in case you play on one as well, or if you play on keyboard. That's it. That's what the inputs look like. If you are like brand new to the game and you're thinking about buying a stick or something like that, I'd say if you're playing a charge character especially, playing on keyboard is very viable, and playing on a D-pad for your, you know, on your PS4 controller, PS5 controller is great as well. But I know some people don't have controllers, they don't have consoles. Playing on your keyboard is really good. It's basically the same thing as playing on a hitbox, right? You'll see these 3 buttons that are lighting up are your directions. You can put those on ASD or something, or QWE if you want. This is your jump button. See how it's positioned almost like a space bar in relation to the directions? You can set your space bar to jump. And then these guys, these 8 over here, you can set to like UI, OP, and JKL colon key or something like that. I never played a charge character on stick, but I can tell you I don't want to because on stick, there's a travel time, right? For me to throw this fireball, all I do is press forward and a button, right? There's no travel time. I just press buttons. On a stick, you have to throw the stick from left all the way to right. You know, I don't really quite understand how charge characters work on stick because I never played one, so I'm not going to speak too much to it. But I will say I see why people think there's an advantage to playing on a hitbox when it comes to charge characters, because if there is one advantage I will agree with you on, it's that there is no travel time from going from back to forward or down to up, right? Something I also previously said is that playing motion characters on a hitbox is a very visceral experience. I think that might be the right word. It just feels like you're very involved. I compare it a lot to playing or to driving a manual car versus an automatic car. Like, you feel much more involved playing or driving a manual car. That's kind of what it felt like to me playing a motion character, is you're constantly, you know, like doing things with your fingers and not just pressing back and forward or something like that, or down and up. That's why I like playing Chun, because she does still have motions and stuff like that. It's very small, but it does mean something to me. I just don't think I could have the same experience playing a character like Honda or Balrog or something like that, who just have like back forward and mash inputs, or like down up, stuff like that. But that's just a little nitpick for me. Like, personally, I just like having motions on my characters as well. I just wanted to share a little bit of my newfound appreciation for charge characters that I realized while I was making another video. Again, that will come out next week, so subscribe and come back when that video is ready. It's taking a lot of work, and it's taking a lot of gameplay, which is making me a better player, and it's giving me an excuse to get on and play every day again. So that's always good. You know, before, my motivation for getting on and playing was, you know, I wanted to get better and then go to the local at the end of the week, but then COVID hit and there were no locals, and then I moved to a city that doesn't really have a Street Fighter scene. So I just kind of, I don't know, like my motivation got stifled, but I have something new to work towards. So I'll be sharing that next week. I hope you'll come back and check it out, and I hope you enjoyed this video that you saw today. And if you did, please consider subscribing. I'll talk to you again very soon.